let's go. So we're going to talk about your 2024 internet marketing plan. And what we will cover today is how to set clear goals and targets for 2024. Basically, how many leads do you need to hit to get to your target? If you are a $1 million contractor and you want to double your business, how do you need to approach it? If you're a 5 million contractor and you want to up your revenue by $1 million, what do you do, right? So it's all numbers. And as contractors, you deal with numbers day in and day out, right? Backsplash, floors, tiles, kitchen cabinet measurements, right? Anything that you work on, it's numbers. So you want to apply the same mindset and rationale to your own business. And I'm going to give you some KPIs, which are key performance indicators that you should focus on so you know that you're hitting these targets. And we'll just map out a plan of how much money you should spend on, whatever channels that you want to get these leads from. And then I can talk to you about some of the important trends in digital marketing that are working really well for my clients, as well as the industry in general when you're looking at lead generation. And hopefully by the end of it, you feel confident and you're set up for massive success in 2024 and beyond. If there is anything else you'd like me to address as I'm taking you through this workshop, feel free to ask, and I can go into detail about any of the topics that we're going to be talking about. So before we dive in, I want to introduce myself, a little bit about me and why you should listen to me. I have been an entrepreneur for 12 years. I started a children's education business in the Bay Area. I live in California. I'm a mom to two boys, and I just did not want to go work. I have a master's degree and I can easily find work here in the Bay Area. And I just did not want to have the boss and that whole setting of a working situation. So I decided to become an entrepreneur and set up a business. This was 11 years ago. And uh, just like every other business owner, I set up a website, I set up a Facebook page, and then I was like, now what? Like, how are these parents going to find these programs? Like, what's going to happen? And that's what got me into digital marketing. And so within year 3, I was able to hit $1 million in revenue. And, to give you some perspective, this is a children's summer camp business. And so summer camps run for 10 weeks in the summer. If you're a parent, maybe you've sent your kid to a summer camp. The Bay Area, the Silicon Valley is inundated with these kinds of programs, stiff competition. And so in 2014, I started running Facebook ads for myself. I said, I'm going to spend $1 a day on Facebook ads and see what my audience is. What are the impressions that I'm going to get out of it? And by year 3, I hit $1 million in revenue. I still own this business. I have team members that run it for me. And with the pandemic, we did have a slump, but the business is coming back up. And I used to go to these networking meetings as I was, growing this business, and I would meet other business owners at the networking meetings. And people would say, like, how are you, like, finding new kids to like come to the programs? And I was just running ads. I was just using digital marketing. I got myself a Google business profile, put a plan in place to collect reviews when there were happy parents. And literally right now, I just have, like, I can turn on registration for a program and it gets filled up, right? Because now there is a brand awareness and brand recognition because I've done the decade worth of digital marketing work. And so if you have been in business for yourself for many years and you have a domain, it's a really warm domain, right? Your brand name, www.newkeyconstruction, signaturehomeservices.com. That is very valuable. If you've been in business for a long time and we do the right digital marketing strategy, you are going to get those leads. So through the process of networking, I just started helping other business owners, people that I would meet at these networking meetings. And I was like, okay, as a friend, let me just have coffee with you. I'd show them, I'd turn on some Facebook ads for them. No matter what niche, what category they were in, yoga studio, HVAC contractor, there's all kinds of people that come to networking meetings. My strategy was working as long as it was a local business. And so I really had fun helping these business owners that I was like, I should just help a certain niche. And then when I looked at the people that I had been helping, there was a remodeling contractor for whom I was able to get excellent results. Google ads, local services ads, and all of it. And so I was like, it's just too chaotic to try to help so many people. And so I just started focusing on remodeling contractors and set up the agency to help remodeling contractors. And the reason why I like to share this story is that today there's just tons of digital marketers. As contractors, I'm sure you're being bombarded by people saying, give me your money, I'll do this, I'll do SEO, right? I am not one of those just, take your money kind of digital marketer. I have been in the trenches. I have done the work. You can go look up brainmind.com. I have done the work. I have scaled a business. And so when you come and work with me, you are going to get results. And the reason why I chose remodeling as a niche for my agency is because a parent looking for a summer camp is very similar to a homeowner looking for an excellent remodeler. The same geo tracking, the geo finding, the geo conversions, it is the same model. And so I'm just able to take my years of knowledge that I've had, not just for somebody else, literally playing with my own money and converting it to millions of dollars, that I wanted to help other business owners. And specifically, my agency only helps remodeling contractors. So when I decided that I wanted to build an agency, I became a Grow with Google partner. Grow with Google is a small business program implemented by Google. It's a tedious application process. You have to be an entrepreneur, a business owner. And so I became a Grow with Google partner. And one of the advantages of being a Grow with Google partner is that if your map presence, if your Google business profile is not showing up right, we are not just trying to sit with some Google support. I have a direct into the small business team at Google, and they're able to solve things for me. So I help so many contractors whose Google business profile is not looking good, reviews are not showing up. And that is such an important piece of how we lead generate and build our business today, because Google is the world's largest search engine. Everybody has a cell phone. Everybody is searching for products and services. So the Grow with Google partner was the first thing that I did. And I've helped tons of businesses streamline their online presence. And once I decided I was going to just focus on the remodeling niche, I'm a member of the National Association of Remodelers. I'm a member of NKBA. I'm a member of the National Association of Home Builders. In fact, this year in February, I'm going to be a speaker at the International Builders Conference in Las Vegas in February. So if you're planning to attend, it's just a fantastic resources. And I'm really excited to have a session there where I'm going to be sharing knowledge on digital marketing. And so now I have set myself a goal to help 100 remodeling contractors unbox the true potential of your business using data. I am obsessive about data. If you give me $1,000 and tell me to run ads, I will give you exact data on what that $1,000 gave you. Did you get 10 estimate appointments, 8 qualified leads, 3 projects? Value of 3 projects was $100,000, right? Your return on ad spend will be absolutely transparent and absolutely clear. And if we are running those ads, I'm also tracking what's happening to the traffic. Are we increasing the traffic on your website? What is traffic? It's just your beloved clients, people that are interested in your business that are coming to your website. So as a business owner, you should be interested in the data that is tied to digital marketing. So through the process of growing a business from nothing, just a dream, saying, oh, I have 2 boys, they love playing with Lego. I was like, okay, I'm going to just build a summer camp around Lego robotics. That's all was the justification. And here I am 11 years later, people asking to franchise the brand. I have people interested in buying the brand. And it is because of this method that I just built out of trial and error, burning dollars, converting dollars, right? I call it the digital dominance method. Every business can locally dominate the market that you want to, you choose to. You can choose your 20 to 30 zip codes and you can be king of that. You can rank in the top 3. But how do you do that? You have to have a strategy, right? For your maximum flow of calls and leads, take your business, put it in the heart of this method. And the first thing is you want to have a solid website. And you do not want to think of your website as a brochure. It is not something where people are just coming and looking at your beautiful before and after, your photos. It is not a brochure. Your website should be a lead generating machine. You should be getting form fills. Your phone must be ringing from your website. Is that possible? Absolutely. How is that possible? By having a solid SEO strategy, right? And SEO is on-site SEO, off-site SEO, technical SEO. Some of the things in SEO are set it and forget it. And this is one of the most common things that I hear when I speak to contractors that say, I've been spending on just on SEO like $500 a month, $1,000 a month. Like, I don't know what I'm getting out of it, right? Because people are selling these SEO services. If you're just paying for SEO, you're not going to get leads out of it. You do SEO when you have built a solid website, you've cataloged that website in the World Wide Web. Does Google even know that your website exists? Is your website indexed? Do you have the pixels, the codes installed properly, right? That's step one. Then you go and you do your on-site SEO, your off-site SEO, your technical SEO. And what is the proof SEO is working? Your phone must ring from that exclusive number on your website, or there should be form completions. If you're not getting any form completions, your website is not doing its job. So that is step one. Don't just treat it as a brochure. If you're paying somebody that's managing your website and saying they're lead generating for you, you should be getting people coming from your website. For my education business, every year before the summer camp season opens, I already have 500 people that have submitted forms from the website waiting for the 2024 season to open. That is the power of a website. If you know how to do the SEO right and it's ready and primed and talking to the Google algorithm and showing up in Google search. Next thing is Google Maps, your Google business profile. Google wants to be the world's best search engine, right? That's what they care about. Therefore, what they have done is they have created all of these little panels and sections on search. So they want the user, you and I, the dreaming business owner, to go and feed their search engine with the data. And so a Google business profile is free. Every business owner should claim it. Just claiming it is not enough. You need to have a review strategy. You need to have you need to optimize that profile. You need to tell that profile who you are, who you serve, why you're cool, why you're different, what's your unique selling proposition. You have to just feed that profile with so much information because Google doesn't know who you are. You have to use that panel which Google gives to you for free because Google's selfish. Google wants all the users in the world to feed it, then they keep rising as the world's best search engine. So that profile is gold. You can have your phone ring from just an optimized profile with a review collection strategy. You have to set yourself a goal and say, every month I'm going to get 2 new reviews. I am sure you're completing more than 2 projects in a month. If you get 2 new reviews on your Google business profile, you will be unstoppable. Google loves it when there is a third-party audience that's saying, I commend this remodeler. They are great. The team is great. My kitchen looks beautiful, right? And if that review also says Pasadena, California, Los Angeles, California, Chicago, like if they are specifying the city, that's how you're teaching the algorithm over and over that you want business from those cities. Once you have these 2 down, then you can think about, PPC, which is Google search ads. And Google search ads are very competitive, right? If you want exterior roofing leads, the cost per lead is very high. And if somebody tells you, oh, just spend $500, your ad won't even show. Take the $500 and throw it in the trash, right? So you really need to understand how the Google AdWords function for a roofing contractor. If you want to like really land on the top of search and be found, you must be ready to spend between $6,000 to $10,000 a month on Google Ads. If you're trying to spend any less, like I said, take the money and throw it. A kitchen and bathroom remodeling contractor, I can get you leads for $1,000 a month. $30 ad spend a day, $1,000. This is the money that you're paying directly to Google. We can also lead generate from Facebook, right? Facebook is again becoming a very noisy platform, but if we build like really excellent ads and have tracking, we can get some excellent leads out of that. So the most common thing that I see people do is build a website, set up a Facebook account, start posting there, do some SEO, and then maybe like try to put some money into PPC and then feel frustrated, right? The fourth thing that you want to do is paid online directories. For every industry, there's between 300 to 500 directories. And we call it the internet. We call it the World Wide Web. It's a web of directories. So if you just build your website and you're like, okay, I'm ready for business, you're just like hanging out by yourself. Nobody knows that your website exists. You have to take that website and you have to index it and catalog it in 300 to 500 directories. You don't need to do it manually. With technology, there's, products and services that you can use to take your website and catalog it in those directories. The moment you catalog it in those directories itself, you will see your phone ringing more, because now when the algorithm crawls, it says, oh, I know this business. And you want to have consistency in how you're naming your business, what is the address of your business, right? So if you have consistency and you list yourself across those directories, your phone's going to ring from that. Then you can think about like email marketing, social media. This is the first thing that people go and do. They're like, okay, I'm going to post on Facebook. No, have you tried all of these? Then you can go into the home advisor. Like if you really want to engage in those, you can go into those. But and then YouTube, then you can do your referrals and rewards. And the reason why this is a circle is because digital marketing is not something where you say, oh, I'm just going to do it for like the first 2 months, January, February, and then see what happens, right? You want to go in and do each of these strategies. Find the one that works for your market and put more money into that. Do more of what's working and do less of what's not working, right? So it's a cycle. You can't just say, I'm going to do this one thing and then forget about it. You have to come back and try it again, because the search volume might change for a certain market, for a certain zip code. You don't want to leave money on the table if the search volume has gone up, if the keywords are working great. So it's a rinse and repeat. Like you got to like keep playing the game, and you got to commit to marketing and say, I am going to stick it out and see what results I can get from it. Because if you stick it out and you try the SEO, the Google ads, the Google local services ad, you don't need to do everything. You don't need to post on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube, right? Pick your two portals, post on it, be consistent. Wherever you're posting, run ads over there. Be willing to commit to $1,000. Look at the quality of leads that you're getting. In some markets, certain keywords, Google ads will not work. Stop. Okay, let's not burn money on that. Let's look at the return on ad spend and let's come up with a new strategy, right? So you want to commit to this. And if you just do these 8 things over and over, try, different pieces of it, stick to the ones that are getting you results, right? And you are going to get results if you're tracking the numbers, not just paying somebody, right? So if you're doing SEO, your backlinks should go up. Your traffic to your website should go up. You should have your form fills completed, right? So what we're going to do now is I am going to work with you and give you a workbook. I'm going to drop the link here. So it's not going to be a editable copy. So I'm going to show you. I've dropped the link to the workbook. So please click on it and open it. Oh, thanks, Joseph. Are you able to see it in chat? Okay, I'm going to share my screen and I am going to show you how to. So when you're here, you want to go to File and make a copy of it. Once you make a copy of it, as I'm speaking, you can actually edit the workbook. So you can customize it for yourself. So I would recommend make a copy and then rename it to the name of your company. So you have your 2024 plan workbook for, Signature Home Services, New Key Construction, whatever the name of your brand is, and save it. So does anybody need help to copy that document? Are you good? Okay. All right. So we are going to go through this workbook. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to set clear goals. Clear goals are like the wind in your sails, and they matter. So it's important that you think about it. And so the first thing that we're going to do is look at your current snapshot. So if you scroll through the workbook, oh, somebody's asking a question. Perfect. Good, good. All right. Excellent. If you just scroll through the workbook, it's going to match my slides. So the first thing that you want to do is think about what your average monthly revenue is. If you are at $1 million in revenue, your average monthly revenue is $84,000, right? If you're at 500K, 300K, whatever, right? First of all, do you know what your total revenue was last year? What was your average monthly revenue? How many projects did it take for you to get to that number? What was the average project value? You may not have all the answers right now. Some contractors, when I speak to them, they just rattle off these numbers. But this is the kind of contractor that you want to get to be, where at any given time, you know what your monthly revenue is, what the number of projects you run, what the value of the project is, and what the conversion after the estimate generation is. So if I were to run leads for you, I will put an estimate appointment on your calendar. You will go do the estimate, or your team will do the estimate, and then we will come back and say, out of those estimates, how many converted. And why do we care about whether they converted or not? Because two things: sales, either the sales process has a challenge or the lead quality is poor. We want to know if the lead quality is poor. We don't want to waste our contractors' time on estimate generation where the lead quality is poor. So every month we'll be looking at the estimates generated and saying, did it convert into a project? Yes. If it converts into a project, this is one more thing that people that run Google Ads don't do. You can take that list of people that became projects and feed it back into the Google Ads platform. And Google Ads will now know, okay, Raphael, Brandon, all these people are like clients. Where did they come from? What is their phone number? What is the zip code? And so there's that feedback loop that you need to do. So most of the campaigns that I see are just set it and forget it. They're just like hoping there's going to be leads, right? The Google Ads platform is so intelligent that you can actually set it to feedback information about what your projects are. Once you have that feedback, it's going to give you more and more people. How many project advisors or salespeople or whatever you call them? Maybe you're just a solo contractor. There's just one of you, right? So look at your current snapshot. Where are you today? And then look at your, here, it's a good time to go here. Your 2025 goal. Do you have the capacity, the bandwidth, right? We all need to be realistic. Do you have the bandwidth to double the business? Do you want 1.5? What do you want? You know what your projects were. So what is the number of projects that you need to get that annual revenue? Why? Why is it just that number? Because if you don't dream big, if you don't write this down and think about it, you're not going to hit those numbers, right? So some people actually sit down and do like a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, right? And as a small business owner, it's fun to like sit and do all of these things, but there's also so much work that needs to be done, right? We're busy. At least think about this year and next year and chase it, because once you have those numbers in your head, whether you're lead generating for yourself, running like a referral business, or you're hiring a digital marketing agency to like do stuff for you, your brain is going to track those numbers. And that's what you want before you engage in digital marketing. So now we're going to go into the key targets, and we're actually going to work through the numbers of how to calculate for yourself. So I'm going to give you one more sheet. And again, this is a set to view. So you have to, just like the other document, you need to make a copy of this. Meeting group chat, there you go. Yep, so let's open that up. I'm not sharing my screen, I'm sharing my screen. So this is the calculator, right? You're going to go and say $2.5 million. So the cells highlighted in green have formulae in them. So you only want to type in the ones that are white, because I've already written the formula to like do the math. And so first go to file, make a copy of this, rename this for your own brand. And then when you come in here, you can put either your goal or what your past year's numbers were. And then do that's going to show you your monthly revenue target. What is your average lead value, right? How many estimate calls would be required to hit your goal? 14. Are you able to convert every other estimate appointment into a project? You're that good at sales? Is it 10%? Is it 15%? Do you even know the conversion? How many estimates did you do last year, and how many of those converted to projects? What is that percent? You should know this percent. If you know this percent, then you're going to be able to know 50%. So you need to double that, which means you need 28 leads per month. If you're getting 28 leads per month, what is the average cost? Is it $25? Is it So leads, I can tell you that kitchen and bathroom leads, Google Ads, um, in 90 days, we can bring the cost per lead down to between $30 to $35. Roofing leads, exterior leads are more expensive. It will be between $70 to $75, right? So we can actually come up with a plan and say, of this, do you want more kitchen leads, more bathroom leads, more exterior leads, or maybe you just do kitchen and bathroom, right? Here's your budget. You can calculate your budget. So it's really simple. You want to use this worksheet to, you just play around with the numbers and it's going to tell you what you need. And then you can choose what your cost per generated lead is. And I did not put this into a formula because like I just explained to you, it varies. It varies from market to market. Like in the Bay Area, kitchen and bathroom leads are very competitive, right? They will land between $40 to $45. Minnesota kitchen and bathroom leads, I can get you leads like between $30 to $35 a lead, right? And so then you can do your math on what does it take to, how much money do you need to spend on ads? And please, I want to tell you, if you're planning to spend on pay-per-click Google ads, do not go in for less than $30 a day today, which is $1,000 a month, $1,100 a month. If you spend any less than $1,100 a month, you might as well take that money and throw it because the algorithm will not even show your ad to the searchers because there's so much competition. And so only if you're spending $1,000 a month, if you're able to spend and ready to invest $1,000 a month, you're going to win in the PPC game. So let's look at budget allocations, right? The next sheet, your annual projected revenue. And let's say you want to be conservative and spend 6% of your $1,000,000. We are looking at a marketing budget of $60,000 and your average monthly budget is $5,000. Of this $5,000, you're saying I'm going to spend 70% of it on online marketing, 20% on offline marketing, and 10% to repeat business. And so this is going to be the breakdown, right? You're going to take that 42,000, you're going to take that money available, split it across the months. You're going to know $3,500 on online marketing. If you can come in with $3,500 on online marketing, you can spend 1,000 on Google ads, 1,000 on Facebook ads, and it will cost you about $1,000 to $1,500 to have somebody manage all of that for you. Offline marketing is depending on the size of your business. We have a strategy to figure out if a lead came in from a sign outside a project. If a wrap truck got the lead for you, right? So if you are a larger contractor and you have trucks, you have employees wearing your branded shirt, you're putting signs out there, we can exactly calculate what the lead book, the cost per lead and the conversion is from that effort that you're engaging in. And there should be some offline marketing, right? We want to have neighborhood visibility, right? As an example, in a children's summer camp business, I hang banners around town. I hang banners around like schools, right? Where the programs are run. I have a QR code on that. And so when people scan the QR code is unique. If you have a big home you're building in a beautiful neighborhood and you have a sign out there and you want to know whether that sign is working for you, you need a QR code on there. And when people click on that code, it has to open a unique page. They cannot go to your home page. It has to open what is called a unique landing page, and you can track, okay, that sign from San Francisco on 13th Street, people viewed it 15 times. Okay, there's interest in that zip code. Now, when you run your Google ad, you choose that zip code as a priority to show your ads, right? So all of your marketing should be connected and talk to each other. Repeat business. I have a trick that I have my contractors do, which works really well. We care about reviews. You have to care about online reviews today. How do you function when you go on Amazon and you're trying to buy a pair of socks or like even treats for your dog, right? The first thing that you see is, oh, 4.9. Great. I like that. Because, and then you go and you read a few reviews. Oh, my pet liked it. And, or, if it's a 3-star, you're not even going to click on it. And so we have become wired and entrenched in this rating and star rating mindset today because of the way the world is wired with these cell phones in our hands, that you must care about reviews. And I'll give you a little tip how you can double up on your reviews. The moment you have a project that you've finished and you have a happy client, solicit a review, right? They love you, they're happy. Let them give you a review. Now you want to build out an automation or a follow-up where you enter that client's information and you set a text message and an email to go out exactly 1 year from project completion. And you text them and say, hey, homeowner, this is, whatever, Brandon Design and Build. How are you? Thinking of you. How's your kitchen working out? And the fact of life is there's going to be like some leaky sink or one tile that they're not happy about, or something happens, right? That's the fact of construction. That homeowner is probably feeling a little, oh, I need to get that resolved. I need to call the contractor. I need to call the contractor. Maybe they've not, or maybe on the flip side, you see people that are always calling you and bombarding you. But in most of the cases, when we do this and we automate and we send a follow up, most clients will say, oh, thanks for calling. Love my beautiful kitchen. There's this one thing that's not working out. Get one of your guys to run over there and fix that. If you know the homeowner, take along a bottle of wine or just wow them with that 1 year anniversary. And after you do that, send a text message and say, would you be kind enough to leave a review? They will happily leave you a review because not only did you check on them, you're a superhero now, but you had a team member go in and check on it. So this is going to get you repeat business. So when they are like eating dinner with a friend and they say contract, they're going to think about you because now they love you. They not only love the kitchen you built for them, but they know that you care and you followed up with them. Just a simple trick of like, you can even do this year after year and just have the same client leave you reviews. Google doesn't care if it's the same person leaving you multiple reviews, right? These are going to be honest reviews from the heart when you actually do the work of following up with them, thanking them, right? And so you can get repeat business. It's going to cost you money, but have a plan in place to do that, right? So you just don't have to take all your money and put it on ads and cross your fingers and hope for winning, but you can take the money and divide it up. But everything that you're doing, you should be tracking. Is that truck on the street, somebody seeing the sign, having my phone ring? Really simple for us to track it. Is the repeat business, am I getting leads from my repeat business? Absolutely. Like when you go to do an estimate or the appointment comes in and they say it was homeowner, ABC from the street that referred you, you're going to know. So over time, if you have raving fans, you can cut down on something else and then put more money into this. But you need to think along these lines of saying, I need online marketing, I need offline marketing, and I need repeat business. And what is the strategy? And sometimes for repeat business, you don't even need to do this kind of a text them, follow up, go fix a leaky faucet, give them a bottle of wine. It can be as simple as sending out a newsletter and featuring their kitchen, right? And saying, this was a project. People love it. Or posting about a completed project on social media and then asking permission from the homeowner and then tagging them and them taking the project and then sharing it on Instagram or Instagram stories. Your phone will ring just from your direct messages from your Instagram. So there's a lot of things that you can do in terms of repeat business, provided you have a roster of those, happy clients. But there is not enough time in the day to day to say, I have these happy clients. What am I doing about them? You're like, okay, project finished. Let me move on to the next thing. But those clients that have just finished are gold, right? And you want to have a strategy where you can't be calling them. You can't write it down in a spreadsheet and call them. You need automations. You need technology to do the work for you where you say project completed in 365 days. Let's just send a text message to them. Let's just send a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year message to them, right? How lovely would it be for them to hear from you? I have like one teacher in my kid's school that does that. Calls in the first week of school and then sends a message like around the holidays. And I'm like, geez, this teacher is just like already they're underpaid. They work so hard, but it's such a personal touch. Like I remember his name. I feel happy when I go to the classroom for like back to school night. Just like that, it's that personal touch. He's a teacher. He sits there and he actually calls every family. You're a contractor. You have a lot of, projects and things that you're working on. It's not possible for you to be doing that. But this is the attitude that you need to have. And I'll tell you, it's really simple. Go and play, right? 10% is a reasonable number. And this is what contractors don't understand. If you are scared to spend on marketing, you're going to just stay where you are. You have to spend money on lead generation. You have to have a plan in place. And if you're afraid, start at 5%, right? Then take it to 10%. The contractors that are at 20 million, 22 million, I have a contractor in Minnesota who's at 22 million. They are spending $15,000 just on Google ads. How did they get there? They were not afraid to invest in marketing. So ask yourself today, how much money are you spending? Usually, most contractors will tell me, oh, I'm just spending like under $1,000 on marketing, right? It's not going to get you anything. So if you really want to invest and if you really want to scale by lead generation, which is a great way to grow your business because of the internet, the way the world is wired today, you will get return on ad spend, right? And you want to be obsessive about tracking what this $50,000 is getting you. At the end of 2024, this $50,000, did it double? Did it triple? Did it? So it's really easy to get leads out of a planner. So you can play around with this, either your projected revenue for the year or the additional revenue that you want to add, right? But all of that, you have to really think about. This is such a key point, your ability to convert an estimate appointment. And so one of the things that I work with my contractors is to have a defined sales process. What happens after the estimate is completed? How soon do you get the estimate out? Do you have a follow-up process? We can automate a follow-up process. Did you get the estimate? Are you happy with the estimate? Do you have questions? Is the pricing working for you? And if you just ask them that by a text message and they'll text you back. We have like contractors for whom we have estimate follow-up campaigns that we run. And a lead will text back and say, love it, just have a few questions. They are not going to make the time to like call you unless you have a really good follow-up system. So the moment they say, love it, we have a few questions, we'll text you and say, homeowner, got the estimate, they're happy, but they have a few questions. Some people will say, ridiculous, like this is just not, this is not what I envision. Hey, maybe they're just not the right kind of lead. If they think your estimate is ridiculous, let them just go with the competitor. Or perhaps you like the project, you want it, and you're willing to negotiate to win the project, right? But you need that feedback loop. You need to be asking those questions, and you need to know today what your conversion is. You're spending $1,000 on Facebook ads and you're getting 10 estimate appointments. What was your conversion? And if this conversion is super low, 50% is a ridiculously high conversion, right? Unless the contractor himself is going and selling, it's hard. Like once you grow and you have a sales team, I typically see between 10 to 15% conversion. And the more people do it, right? The companies that have a kitchen only estimator, exterior estimator, and like very defined tasks, then the conversions go higher, right? So this is important because this is what all of this ad spend and everything has to be converted. And so if you do not know what your conversions are today, it's a good number to go and look at and set a goal for yourself and say, what are the conversions, right? So in the summer camp business, if I had 500 people sign up for a season open, and out of that, I only had like 50 people sign up, then I would go and send videos of the programs, send photos of the programs, share reviews with the parents, right? Because they're not convinced that this is the right program for their child. And we do the same thing with contractors where we take a project video and we send it as part of the confirmation process of like when the lead is confirmed, if we know they want a bathroom remodel, we can take your best bathroom photos and text it to them. So they feel excited. They're going to keep the appointment. And when they go, when you visit them, they're going to be excited about the project at hand. So know this number, see how you can have a higher conversion rate, because this is your team, and this is what is going to take this money, provided you have high quality leads, and double it, triple it, quadruple it for you, right? The next thing you want to know is, what is your cost per lead by source? Right? I am obsessive about that. Is it the PPC ads that are bringing in the leads? Is it the addition? Is it the ADU? It's a kitchen and bathroom remodel. Do you know what Google local services ads is? Every remodeling contractor can be Google guaranteed. And once you're Google guaranteed, you can run what are called local services ads. Local services ads are, here, let me show you quickly, if you don't know what Google guaranteed is. I just said best remodelers near me. Look at these guys, right? So these guys have the green check mark and they land above PPC, above Google search. So if you look at like the anatomy of a search page, Google guaranteed is number one. Why? Because Google wants to be the world's best search engine. They have gone and set up a process where you can be Google guaranteed by submitting a bunch of paperwork. And Google actually runs a background check on the contractor to be sure that you have no complaints, you're a good human, you're a business owner in this with hopes and dreams. And then they give you the green check mark. Once you get the green check mark, when somebody searches, you're going to show up. And why are these people showing up versus anybody else? They are also running ads within the Google Guaranteed Local Services Ads platform. The beauty of the local services ads and the Google Guaranteed program is that you can go and dispute a lead that is not qualified. We all have those phone calls that we get, somebody trying to sell insurance to us, somebody looking for work, right? Google will not charge you for those. So at the end of the month, when we look at the local services ad spend, every lead will be qualified. We know every lead will be qualified. So in states like California, where it's always warm, you can always get leads from your local services ads. In the states where there is snow and the season kind of slows down, people don't go online as much to search, which is when you can just rely on your local services ad strategy. You need to have your PPC ad strategy because PPC, the way it shows up is different. So based on your geography, we have to decide. But every contractor today, if you're not Google guaranteed, you're not running local services ads where within the program, you only pay for the leads that are qualified, you're losing out on business. So this is a huge thing, right? So initially, Google only opened it up for very few niches. And today, pretty much lawyers, realtors, anybody can be Google guaranteed. Process is a little bit tedious, but once you set it up, you're gold and you're going to show up first. And then you have all of these big dogs, the competition, right? Then this is Google Maps, which is why you care about where you land on Google Maps. Want your profile optimized, you want a review collection strategy, right? These guys are showing up because they have good reviews. They're close by to where I am. And then still the big dogs taking the space on search. And then we have wise builders. These guys have done a ton of work on SEO, which is why they're showing up here. There's still like articles, then home advisor. You see how if you just go spend money on SEO and then hope for stuff to happen, nothing's going to happen. It's very hard today to just run your business by SEO. SEO is one of the signals. Google guaranteed will put you on the top of the page, provided you have a look at that. Why Google's showing me a handyman, even though I'm searching for a remodeler, is because this fellow has 287 five-star reviews. With reviews, you get to 50 reviews, your phone will ring on its own. You get to triple digits, it's magic. You will just have a steady stream of leads coming from your Google business profile. If you don't have the time and energy to set any other goals for 2024, just say, I'm going to get 2 reviews a month in 2024. You see how your business changes from just your Google business profile. Get that guaranteed, run local services ads, you're going to become unstoppable. Put some money into PPC, you're going to hit your revenue goals, right? And so you have to care about your map presence because look at how Google has structured the search page. The results that we want, we need to understand how the platform is showing us, right? So it's a very, very transparent, easy to crack strategy, provided you understand what you're doing. One thing I want to point out is at the bottom of the page, so look at Google, what they do. As you scroll down, at the bottom of the page, again, they're showing Google guaranteed. And then when you get to the very bottom, so there's a sponsored, which is all the PPC ads. It's still there's like Lowe's, Angie's, Yelp. As a small business owner, in our dreams, we cannot match the ad spend of these companies. They are going to be there. What can you do? Get yourself a profile on House. I'm not a fan of Yelp. I will not give you advice saying get a profile on Yelp, but invariably Yelp will somehow take you and put you on Yelp, and you will have that one grumpy client or somebody that goes and writes a review, whatever, right? Get yourself cataloged on these big ones that are associated with your niche, right? Write a blog article that talks about how you shop from Home Depot for your products and link back a Home Depot. That's how you get those SEO signals, lows. And then when you go to the bottom of it, look at it. Google's still showing more and more sponsored, right? That's what Google cares about. If you're Google guaranteed, you're gold. If you're maps, you get a spot on this 3-pack. And as the web user, we all know we don't have the time to like sit here and scroll, right? We come here, I have a problem. Oh, Bayside Home Improvement looks good. Oh, who are the others? Greenberg Construction, okay, 39 5-star. I'm going to make a decision here. Or if I want to like see some more, I'm probably going to go down here. The probability of somebody scrolling more and more around page 2, forget about it, right? So this is why Google Maps is so important. And this is why you always want to be understanding the anatomy of a Google search page as to how Google's doing it. Because earlier the 3-pack used to be up. This 3-pack used to be here. And then Google said, well, people are just gaming the system. People are trying to get, these profiles in like different cities. They're in the same geographic market. It's not really, clean information. Let's get the real people with the real, you need to provide your license, your liability insurance, your driver's license to get this Google guaranteed status. Anybody here already Google guaranteed? So Google guaranteed is a big piece, right? So those are local services ads. You can get some really cheap leads from local services ads, really qualified. Because look at the search intent of me when I said best remodeler near me, and that person clicks on the ad and they come to you. It's a very high search intent. What more can a person search for than best remodeler near me and find you? And you are indeed the best remodeler in town and they do business with you, right? So you will get some very qualified leads. And you may get only 2 qualified leads a month. Who cares? 2 kitchen or bathroom remodeling projects, right, at $30. $30,000 each. Totally worth it. Repeat referral, right? So you want to know what your average cost per lead source is, and then have an understanding of the industry as to how are you comparing. Google has this data. You can go and look at it. So we can actually set it up. We can compare it. And to do all of this effectively, you need to have what I call a marketing calendar. And we set this up for our clients where what is the keyword that you want to rank for? Are you a custom builder? Are you a remodeler? I have a contractor here in California that only does ADUs, accessory dwelling units. The demand is so high because of Airbnb. He just scrapped all of his other business, only builds ADUs, right? We just run ADU ads and like get him those ADU leads. So do you want a mix of it? What do you want to focus on? What is your promotion? You have to be talking to your database of people, because if you spent any money on Angie's Home Advisor and you've collected any leads, if you talk to them, they're going to come back to you. You know they're a homeowner in your geography. Maybe you did not win that lead at that point in time. But today, if you go and you email them, you talk to them, they think about you, you're in their inbox, they are going to respond to you if they have a need of a project that's top of their mind. We all have home improvement projects, right? Who we choose is dependent on whether you're in front of my face, you're in my brain or not. So then you want to take that and match it to your social media strategy. You want to say, if we want to run PPC ads for Remodeler, the SEO strategy should be tied to the same thing. We want to create content, backlinks, blogs, everything tied to that. And then display. What are you showing off on the streets, right? Are you talking about if you want to promote an offer? Or we are also able to do what are called display ads. So we can come up with a display strategy. And then this is going to fit into one of these digital dominance tactics. And it's also important to have special offers by month, right? $2,000 off fixtures with a complete kitchen remodel. $3,000 off appliances with the full kitchen remodel, $1,500 off accessories with the bathroom remodel. I can just give you like hundreds of these offers, right? But you have to have offers. If you just say, oh, I'm such an amazing remodeler, I'm not going to have offers. If we take these offers and we run it as a Facebook ad, we email market it, we go and we blast your entire database of open leads, I can guarantee you that I can get you, if you have 100 email addresses or phone numbers of leads that are open or dead or whatever you call them, that they have not taken an action. We make an offer to them via text marketing. We can get 5 estimate appointments from that. 5 to 10% have a project they're sitting on. They are not acting on it because life is busy. There's a soccer game, there's the next dinner, mom's not well. We all have those stories. But the moment you see this kind of an offer, you're going to be like, okay, let me jump on this, right? Get the estimate appointment, the project's going to start rolling. So you want to have that plan in place where you're offering those estimates, and you want, or even talking about your free estimate is an offer, right? Because I have a contractor who's gotten so busy that they charge for that first appointment, and they insist that the homeowner comes to their office, pays them $250, and sits down with the team. They see if it's a good match. If they proceed with the project, they just give them the, write off the $250. If not, it's a price that the homeowner is ready to pay because his contractor has such amazing reviews. It's just coveted. People want the kitchens and bathrooms that he builds, which start at $75,000, right? You can become that kind of a kitchen or bathroom remodeler. So, yeah, so people are saying they're leaving. That's fine. I'll be sending out the replay, but this is it, guys. So you want to ask yourself, let me go back, what your marketing strategy is, how much money are you spending, and what are you getting out of it? Organic, paid, your database, your existing leads that are not closed. What is is it converting? If it's organic, it should be coming from your website. If it's paid, you need to have reputation to maximize your conversion. If you have a huge database of open leads, you need automation. It's not humanly possible for your admin to sit there and call every open lead. We need to be able to quickly text market, email market your database. Then you want to optimize your results. What is the return on investment from these organic leads? Are they all just nonsense leads coming from the website? Are they high quality leads? If you're getting a lot of nonsense leads, we have to go look at your service pages. We have to look at the content. There's something that's not cataloging in the Google algorithm that you're getting nonsense leads. If your lead quality is high, then we need to build out location pages. I want, Chicago, Schaumburg, like whatever cities, right? You want to build out city pages. What is your average cost per lead? What's your total spend? You want to know all of these. And I call it the accelerated growth model. You can't just rely on one source today if you're trying to scale your business. So today, what do you think is the hardest part about marketing your remodeling business? Like, has anybody felt frustrated? Does anybody care to share what is work, what is not? It's typically, the not knowing where to start. Just it's like throwing spaghetti on the wall and then hoping something sticks. It's not. Digital marketing is so simple to crack once you are not afraid to spend money on digital marketing, right? Once you're willing to spend that $1,000 on Google ads, you're going to get those PPC results. Simultaneously, get your reviews, turn on your local services ads. You're going to be busy. It is going to happen. I do have an internet marketing checklist, which will be included. So you can kind of take that and you can go through it and see where your opportunities are. And it's going, yeah. And your hub must convert. Your website is your hub, right? It must convert. It must be talking to everything. It must be catalog. So put your website right now, is it set, built to convert? You can go get tools to see what do you need to tweak. You as a homeowner, when you come to your website, are you feeling compelled to like do business, right? And the biggest issue we see is unconverted leads. I know how to get you 30 estimate appointments. At the end of the month, what's happening to those leads? Like if we had 30 estimate appointments and we have 70 more that have come in and they have not booked an estimate appointment, we need to have a strategy to keep talking to those 70 people that we've already paid money for and gotten into our universe. Those unconverted leads are gold. They have raised their hand and said, I have a remodeling problem. I need you, but I am not taking any action because who knows what's going on in their lives. You need to text them. You need to call them. You need to. So today what we are seeing is 10 touch points. For one of my larger contractors, I have a dedicated team member that I call it a no lead left behind program. She just calls every lead, right? And I have done the math on it. Today, you need to call a homeowner between 7 to 10 times if they are not acting on their own to book an appointment on your calendar to convert them to an estimate appointment. And many people want to speak to somebody to book this estimate appointment in the weekend. On Saturday morning, I have Maria on my team who sits and calls these unconverted leads. And that's when people are available to talk. Think about it. If you need to be making money and working to be able to afford a $30,000, $50,000 kitchen or $1 million home, Monday to Friday, you got to put your head down and work to make those big bucks. So then if you say I am also only going to work Monday to Friday, I'm not available Saturday and Sunday, you need to outsource that lead follow up because people are available to talk on Saturday morning and Sunday afternoon. That is when we take the unconverted leads and book them into estimate appointments. So if today you're managing this on your own, think about what you can do to follow up with those unconverted leads. Sometimes when we call Monday to Friday and they say, can I get an appointment with you on Saturday morning to book an estimate appointment? Then we call back and they say, yes, let me look at my calendar. All right, okay, your contractor only works Monday to Friday. Let me see, let me move this appointment, my meeting, and then they book you. Then we have an automation that confirms it for them, reminds them, you show up, the conversion is going to work, right? So 50 to 60% is unconverted. And 90% of web forms, everybody thinks you have a form on your website, but is that form built to convert? There's like strategic questions that you need to ask to have the lead be interested in converting into a estimate appointment. And leads that are not followed up within 15 minutes are cold leads. And, you know, it's not even 5 to 7 times. I just ran the numbers for one of my contractors. It's 10 times, literally 10 times. Who has the time to be calling them 10 times? You can put automations to work for you. The moment somebody completes a form, you can immediately text them back and say, thank you for reaching Signature Home Services. How may I help you? Or the form would have actually filtered the question and said, they're in need of a bathroom remodel. You put a YouTube video or a photo on the text message and say, hi, you know, how can we help you? Would you like to book an appointment? And you can provide a link to your calendar. They book the appointment, right? If they don't book the appointment, we know that they're interested. They completed the form. You need to be following up with them with text message and email messages because we all need that nudge, that push to finally make that decision to book the appointment. And today, consumers prefer to interact via text messages versus a phone call. We all are fewer and fewer people are talking to each other, unfortunately, right? And so today, if you're not using text marketing and you're telling yourself every day on Thursday morning, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to call my leads forgotten who you are. It's already been a week since they came and completed a form or tried to reach you, or maybe they've already moved on to another contractor. And so this is why you need to have automations in place to have that humanized experience because it's possible today and people respond really well to text messages. And here's one more thing that I'll tell you. If you just tell yourself, I'm going to go, invest in some text marketing service, have an admin, like write out the stuff. There was a lawsuit in the US against all the phone companies. And the lawsuit mandates that any phone numbers bought for text marketing need to be verified, which means the number should be tied to the business's EIN number and it has to be owned by the business. So now the phone companies are liable if they are allowing text, they will not allow text marketing anymore. So if you just go randomly buy a number and the numbers are not registered to your brand, it's called A2P10 DLC verification, application to person 10-digit long code verification. This is mandatory in the US. So if you're speaking to any marketer and they claim they're going to do text marketing for you, you need to ask, how are you going to verify the numbers you're going to use for text marketing? Because it's a process. We need to make sure that the numbers that we are texting from are verified and tied to your brand, to your EIN number. Only then the phone company is even putting the text message in to the person's inbox. I don't know if you've noticed, when you get a text message, you have an option when you delete it to report spam. This came out of that legislation. And so text marketing has become a very regulated industry. If you know how to run text marketing, it's really simple. So the pioneers in text marketing are Uber and Lyft. If you've ever called an Uber or a Lyft, you know how it'll say white Toyota Corolla coming, cross the street, go stand there, the driver is around the corner, right? That is enabled by a company called Twilio. And so we integrate Twilio text marketing into our campaigns and make sure that the numbers, the pool of numbers, we typically buy 7 numbers. So we track every ad campaign, every Facebook ad campaign. And so it's important that when numbers are purchased and you're trying to play the text marketing game, that you're doing it, legally, meeting the rules today. If not, text marketing is not cheap, right? It's about 0.005 cents per text message. If you're spending that money, and let's say you're spending $500 a month on text marketing, you want those messages to go into the phones of people. And so people react really well to text campaigns. If they're clean, they're coming from, it should say your brand name when the text message comes in. And we can make sure that it says your brand name when it comes in, because as soon as somebody goes and searches, let's say on Google, they click on your business, they've already paid attention to your name, they they complete a form, and immediately they get a message from that brand name, they're going to be wow. They're going to be like, oh, cool, I was just looking at them. But if you just get a generic number, they're going to be like, what is this? This is spam. And so that continuity and all of these little nitty-gritty details matter when you're trying to lead generate. So you must leverage marketing automation today. Web forms, like you want to message them back within a minute, 2 minutes of submission, phone, email, text. We can actually record your voice and just give it, text them back and say, hey, this is Brandon. I'm the general contractor. So pleased you're interested in doing business with us. You're going to get a text message now. Please click on that and book time on my calendar. That kind of personalization people really love, especially in the remodeling business. Remodeling, in my opinion, is such a personal business because you're going into people's homes, right? And so the more touch points you have, the more humanized it is, the more real you become, the easier it is to have those conversions, the fewer unconverted leads you have. And that every prospect should be able to text you back, have a conversation, right? We want to be using that kind of a strategy. And so here's just some simple math, because I love numbers. 100 leads, conversion 30%, no follow-up, jobs booked 30. Average ticket is, let's keep it as a 15,000. That's $450,000. If the conversion is 70%, if an automated follow-up, 70 booked jobs, right? 15,000, there you go. You're going to hit your $1 million in revenue. That follow-up is so important, right? The conversion rate is the reason why those Angie's and Home Advisors leads don't work, where you're just throwing money, is because they are not exclusive leads. They are shared leads. They are just, Angie's like advertising on search. People are finding it. They take the lead and they blast it out to 100 contractors. It's a race to the finish. If you have the ability to race to the finish, you win that Angie lead. In my opinion, instead of wasting money on Angie's or Home Advisor, if you spend $1,000 a month on Google and you get 4 qualified leads out of it, you've made your revenue numbers, right? And to get those 4 qualified leads, I already showed you how you need to do the math. What is your conversion? What is your cost per project, right? So the whole thing is a mathematical approach. And so know and track your key performance indicators, right? Where is your opportunity? I'm getting a ton of good quality leads. My bank balance is still low. Guess what? Your conversion is poor. Who is selling for you? What is your estimate generation process? How are you following up with them? Let's come up with a sales sheet. What is the process to sell, right? And think about what are the keywords that you want to rank for? Custom home build, right? It's really easy. There are tools where you can go and see today, where are you ranking, right? So this contractor wants full house remodeling in Walnut Creek, California. And the start was 14. You can do SEO and get to 1. So somebody's doing SEO. The first thing you need to ask them is, where am I today? What am I ranking for? Use the tools and show me, where am I? What rank am I? And then if they say, okay, 6 months later, we've spent money on SEO, where am I ranking today? You should be ranking 1 for those keywords if they're important to you, right? And so these are the things that you should not be thinking about. You should be able to have somebody working on it for you because they make a difference. You cannot ignore the Google search algorithm today. So you can have every lead you generate become more valuable, provided you have a strategy for this. And So I'm hoping that so far, just by listening to me, thank you for spending this hour with me, that you have a clear goal and a target. You have a clarity around your market, your message, what media you're going to be using. If you really want to get those higher value leads, you need to start, you have to hire a photographer or a videographer and start getting those shots of your beautiful creations. Like I said, it's a visual business, it's a personal business. If people can see the magic that you create, every contractor that I speak to, gosh, I want that kitchen, I want that bathroom. It's so beautiful, right? But if you are able to video that, if you're able to video that and create a YouTube channel, you're going to rank higher because YouTube is the second largest search engine, which is already owned by Google. That's how easy it is to crack the Google algorithm. You should be posting like two videos a month or one video a month. And for YouTube, you don't even need those high resolution videographer. Just walk around your project with your iPhone, talk what you're seeing. Hey, hello, carpenter. There's my Jesus working over there. And this is just point, take the video, put it on YouTube. You're now a live account on YouTube, right? And so the key trends for 2024 are Google local services ads is huge. So if you're not guaranteed, if you're not playing the local services ads game, you're leaving a ton of money on the table. And if you're also running ads and you have open leads, you should be, taking those leads from the Google local services ads platform and engaging in text marketing with them. You need to have, phone conversion to message conversion, because if you're still old fashioned and sitting and trying to call people to convert them, you're not going to be able to double or triple your business. I need to have an all-in perspective, right? You want SEO, you want PPC, you want local services ads, and you want social media, right? So pick those 3 or 4 things that you think you can afford today, stick to it, run with it for a year. You are going to see the benefits that come out of it. And a lot of this, instead of using slides, I actually walked you through actual examples, which is why I'm kind of like skipping through this. So if you have more questions, feel free to ask. I do have a closed Facebook group called the Digital Dominance Club for Remodelers. It'll be in the replay. You can join that group. You can come in there. I'm happy to look at your website, or if you're running ads, you're not getting conversions, I can look at it for you. My social media, I am on Instagram, I am on Facebook. And if you want to have a one-on-one call with me, you can simply go to growthplancall.com and you can schedule some time with me. I'd love to meet you one-on-one to see what you're doing. If there's some marketing that you're doing and you want me to look at it, no sales pitch. I would love to meet contractors one-on-one, because that is how I have learned so much, by niching down and saying I'm only going to help remodeling contractors. My team knows exactly the cost per click, the impressions, right? That knowledge you get by just focusing on that one niche. So I'd love to like hang out with you one-on-one. If you're so inclined to, you can book some time on my calendar. And that's all I have for today. So I hope you got a ton of value